Hello students, welcome to new video on basics of structural analysis. Today in this video we will discuss about what is static and kinematic indeterminacy. What is static indeterminacy? Static indeterminacies are of two types: static indeterminacy external and static indeterminacy internal. So first we will discuss about what is static indeterminacy externally. So degree of static indeterminacy externally is the number of redundant forces in the structures. Redundant forces means number of unknown reactions, support reactions, which cannot be found by using three equations of equilibrium. These unknown reactions are called as redundant forces. So the number of redundant forces in the structure is called as degree of static indeterminacy externally. DSI, degree of static indeterminacy. It is nothing but the number of redundant forces in the structure. And the redundant forces means these are the unknown support reactions in the structures which cannot be solved by using three equations of equilibrium, that is summation of fx equal to 0, fy equal to 0 and summation of moment equal to 0. Mathematically, if you want to find out DSI, that is degree of static indeterminacy, the formula is DSI equal to capital R minus small r, where capital R equal to total number of support reactions in the structures. Depending on the supports, you can count total number of support reactions in the structures. And small r is equal to number of equations of equilibrium, that is equal to 3. Summation of fx 0, summation of fy 0 and summation of moment 0. So when you calculate total number of support reaction, that is capital R, all of you know that support reactions at various support, if it is a fixed support, there are three reactions: horizontal reaction, vertical reaction and moment. If it is hinge support, there are two reactions at hinge support: horizontal reaction and vertical reaction. If it is a roller support, there is only one reaction at roller support, and that is vertical reaction. Apart from these three supports, there are few special support conditions such as guided support. Guided support is shown like this. This is the symbol of guided support, which is also called as slider or guided support. So if guided support is provided in the structure, there is support reactions are 1, and that is moment. Please remember, in guided support there is only one support reaction, but it is moment. There is one more support, and that is called as spring support. It is provided like this: spring support. If spring support is provided in the structure, there are two reactions. Spring support is behave like a simple support. So there is a vertical reaction and horizontal reaction. So these are the support reactions. Number of reactions at various support: fixed support 3, hinge support 2, roller support 1, slider support 1, that is moment, and spring support 2. So now based on the support conditions provided, you can calculate capital R minus small r is equal to 3, that is 3 equations of equilibrium. You can calculate degree of static indeterminacy externally. Let's consider few examples. If it is a cantilever beam, there is one fixed support at the left end. We know that if it is a fixed support, reactions capital R equal to total number of reactions are 3. So DSI, degree of static indeterminacy, is equal to capital R minus small r. So 3 minus small r is equations of equilibrium. So those are 3. So 3 minus 3, it is 0. It means cantilever beam is statically determinate externally. Similarly, simply supported beam, hinge support, there are 2 reactions, roller support, 1 reaction. Again, total number of reactions are 3. 3 minus 3, DSI equal to 0. Right? Similarly, here this is overhang. 2 roller supports are there. Even if you replace this roller support by hinge support, so there will be 2 reactions at hinge support, 1 reaction at roller support. 3 minus 3 equal to 0. So first 3 examples of beam are statically determinate. These 3 beams are statically determinate. Now if you look at the lower beams, first one is fixed ended beam, that is called as fixed beam. So 2 fixed supports are provided, 3 reactions at left support, 3 reactions at right support. So capital R value becomes 6. 3 plus 3. So 6 minus equations of equilibrium are 3. So DSI of this beam is 3. External. Indeterminacy, degree of static indeterminacy is 3. Similarly, if you look at the next beam, that is cantilever beam provided with simple support at the end. Fixed support, there are 3 unknowns. 1 roller support, there is 1 reaction. Total number of unknown reactions are 4. Minus equations of equilibrium are 3. Degree of static indeterminacy externally is 1. This is continuous beam. So there are 4 support provided. If you count the total number of unknown reaction, hinge support means 2 and 3 roller support, 1 at each roller support. So these 3 reactions plus 2 reactions at hinge support, total number of reactions are 5. Capital R equal to 5 minus small r equal to 3. Answer is 2. Degree of static indeterminacy of this beam is 2. So like this you can find out degree of static indeterminacy externally on the structure. Capital R minus small r. Now there is one more part, and that is static indeterminacy internally. So what are the internal forces? So internal forces are axial force, shear force and bending moment. At any point of the structure there are 3. If you take a section, at any point of the structure there are 3 unknowns: axial force, shear force and bending moment. But if you find out the support reactions of the structure, you can find out all these 3 forces. If you know the support reactions, these 3 forces you can find out. It means beam structure or frame structure are always statically determinate internally. Internal forces are never unknowns in beam frame structures. Okay, so internally frame structure is always statically determinate. If you take some examples of frame to calculate the static indeterminacy, if this is hinge support, so 2 reaction, roller support 1 reaction, so total number of unknown reactions are 3, minus equations of equilibrium are 3. DSI of this frame is 0. So this frame is statically determinate. Similarly, if you look at this frame, this is roller support, this is hinge support, 2 reactions at hinge support, 1 reaction at roller support, 3 total reactions are 3, minus 3 equations of equilibrium, again DSI equal to 0 for this frame. But if you look at the lower examples, hinge support at this left end and hinge support at right end for this frame. So 2 reactions at left, 2 reactions at right, total number of reactions are 4, minus equations of equilibrium are 3. So DSI, degree of static indeterminacy of this frame is 1. If you look at the second frame, it is fixed at this column bottom, fixed at the right end of the beam. So 3 reactions at this support, 3 reactions at this support, total reactions are 6, minus equations of equilibrium are 3, DSI equal to 3. Then last frame is 2-way frame. So it has 3 columns. So all 3 columns are fixed at the bottom. So total number of reactions are 9 here, 3 at each support. So 9 minus 3, DSI equal to 6 for this frame. Okay. So this is for portal frame. Similarly, you can find out static indeterminacy for trusses, external as well as internal. Please make a note, in case of frame also, frame is internally always determinate. The same three unknowns are present in the frame also: axial force, shear force, bending moment. These three forces you can find out if you know the support reactions. SFD BMD we can plot if we know the support reactions. Therefore, internally frame is always determinate. Now come to third structure, that is static indeterminacy of trusses. So first part will discuss external indeterminacy, DSI external. The formula remains same, capital R minus small r. Using the same formula we can find out static indeterminacy of truss also. So if you look at the first example, at A there is a hinge support, at H there is a hinge support, two reactions at A, two reactions at H, total reactions capital R equal to 4, minus equations of equilibrium are 3, so DSI for this truss is 1. Similarly, second example, roller support at left end, one reaction at roller support, one reaction at this roller support, and two reactions at hinge support. Here also capital R equal to 4, minus equations of equilibrium are 3, so DSI for this truss is also 1. If you look at this third truss, these are the symbols of roller support again, and this is hinge support. So 1, 1 and 2. Here also capital R equal to 4 minus 3, DSI equal to 1. So external indeterminacy of truss is determined using the same formula, DSI equal to capital R minus small r, that is total number of redundant forces, unknown support reactions present in the structure is called as static indeterminacy. But in case of truss, static indeterminacy internally is determined by using this formula. For simply supported truss, if you want to find out what is degree of static indeterminacy internally, then DSI equal to M minus 2J minus 3, where M stands for number of members in the truss, J stands for number of joints in the truss. This is for simply supported truss. If it is a cantilever truss, the formula becomes DSI equal to M minus 2J. Okay, so by using these two formulas we can find out internal static indeterminacy of truss. So if you look at the examples, first three trusses are simply supported, last truss is cantilever. Now if you want to calculate what is static indeterminacy internally for this truss, first one, so DSI equal to, we have to calculate total number of members in the truss. So number of members are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 members are there. So it is 13 minus 2 into J stands for number of joints. So if you count number of joints, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 into 8 minus 3. So 13 minus 2 into 8, 16 minus 3, it is 13, it is equal to 0. So this truss is statically determinate internally. Okay. Similarly, second problem, if you look at DSI internally equal to number of members are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minus 2 into number of joints are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 minus 3. So 9 minus 6 into 2, 12 minus 3, 9. Again it is equal to 0. So this is also internally determinate. But now in the same truss, if you make one change, if you add one member here like this, if you change the geometry, if you add one member here like this diagonal, now total number of members in this truss are 10 minus joints are same, that is 6 minus 3. So if you calculate DSI of this, it is 10 minus 9. So answer is 1. It means this type of truss with this diagonal element, this truss is internally indeterminate by one unknown, and that unknown is nothing but force in that member. Okay, so this is internal indeterminacy of truss. Similarly, if you look at the last truss of cantilever, DSI equal to number of members in the truss are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 members minus 2 into number of joints. Now while calculating the joints, don't consider joint on the fixed supports. Okay, consider only joints apart from the fixed support in case of cantilever truss. So number of joints are 3 only, 1, 2 and 3. So if you take it 3 here, 7 minus 6, answer is 1. It means this truss is statically indeterminate internally by one unknown. I repeat again, while counting the total number of joints J in cantilever truss, don't consider any joint which appear on the fixed support. Apart from that, count the total number of joints. Okay, so like this you can calculate degree of static indeterminacy for truss external and internal. Then second part of indeterminacy is degree of kinematic indeterminacy. Kinematic indeterminacy means unknown joint displacements present in the structure. When any structure is subjected to external forces, member forces, every joint of the structure is subjected to some movements. Movement means that joint may shift or displace towards right or vertically. In single word, that displacement, horizontal displacement and vertical displacement are called as translations. And that joint may rotate, subjected to rotation. So it is called as rotation. So horizontal displacement, vertical displacement or rotations are called as joint displacements. So if you count total number of unknown joint displacements in the structure, that total number of joint displacements are called as degree of static indeterminacy. To make our problem or calculation more simple, I have given various supports which can be provided in the structure and how many kinematic unknowns or joint displacements are present at that support, that also written. If you remember this, you can easily find out degree of kinematic indeterminacy. For example, if it is hinge support means there is no horizontal displacement allowed, there is no vertical displacement allowed for that point. Only that point can rotate. Rotation is allowed. So if hinge support is provided at beam or frame or any structure, there is only one kinematic unknown, and that is rotation, theta. So degree of kinematic unknown at hinge support is 1, and that is rotation. In case of beam as well as in case of frame, the second column is of frame structure, first column is of beam structure. So in both the cases, for hinge support there is one unknown, that is rotation. If a roller support is provided, roller support means horizontal displacement is allowed if roller support is like this, and if roller support is provided vertical plane like this, it means vertical displacement is allowed but horizontal displacement is not allowed. In this case, vertical displacement is not allowed, horizontal is allowed. It means one displacement is allowed and one rotation. This roller support is also subjected to rotation. But when roller support is provided for beam, we know that beam is a horizontal member subjected to vertical forces. Therefore, beam is never subjected to horizontal displacement. And therefore, if horizontal displacement is also 0 in beam, there is only one kinematic unknown at roller support, and that is rotation. So if roller support is provided in the beam, kinematic unknown or joint displacement at roller support is only one, that is theta. So hinge support as well as roller support, the unknown is only one, that is theta if it is beam. But the same roller support when provided in the frame structure, since frame is a two-dimensional structure subjected to horizontal as well as vertical forces, any point of the frame structure is having displacement in x direction as well as y direction. Therefore, when roller support is provided in case of frame structure, degree of kinematic unknowns at roller support becomes 2, that is delta and theta. So delta is called as horizontal displacement or vertical displacement depending on how the roller support is provided. If roller support is provided like this, displacement will be horizontal. If roller support is provided like this, then displacement will be vertical. So if it is frame structure, displacement at roller support is allowed. So degree of kinematic unknowns become 2 when it is roller support provided at frame. Third support is fixed support. If fixed support is provided at any point, it means there is no translation, no rotation, degree of kinematic indeterminacy is 0 at fixed support. No rotation, no translation allowed at fixed. Similarly, if spring support is provided, spring support behave like a simple support, so there is a rotation at spring support, and since spring is subjected to vertical compression, so vertical displacement is allowed, so that is called as delta. So degree of kinematic indeterminacy at spring support are 2, one is theta, second is delta. So degree of kinematic unknowns at spring are 2. Similarly, guided support, there is one unknown, as I told you earlier. Guided support means the vertical movement of this support is allowed, right? So vertical displacement is allowed, but there is no rotation in guided support. Guided support only can move vertically up and down. So there is no theta. There is only one unknown, kinematic unknown in guided support, but that is delta. Please remember. And the last support type of support is internal hinge. If internal hinge is provided, degree of kinematic unknowns at internal hinge are 3. One delta, that is vertical displacement, and 2 rotations. One rotation on the left part of internal hinge and one rotation on the right part of internal hinge. So this is theta 2 and theta 1. So there are 2 rotations at internal hinge and one vertical displacement at internal hinge. Degree of kinematic unknowns at internal hinge are 3. So please remember these unknowns: hinge support 1, roller support 1, fixed support 0, spring support 2, guided support 1, internal hinge 3 if it is a beam structure, and if the same supports are provided in the frame structure, all other supports are same, only instead of roller 1 unknown, it becomes 2 unknown in roller support because horizontal displacement is allowed. Other support conditions are same in beam as well as frame. Now if these supports are provided in the structure, how to calculate the degree of kinematic indeterminacy? Please see. Degree of kinematic indeterminacy is represented as the dki. dki, degree of kinematic indeterminacy, equal to, if it is fixed support, dki equal to 0 at fixed support, 1 at roller support, again 1 at roller support, so dki equal to 2. But which are these 2 unknowns? These 2 unknowns are, if it is a roller support, unknown becomes theta. So this is theta b, and here also roller support, so unknown is theta c. So degree of kinematic indeterminacy is 2, and those two unknowns are theta B here and theta C. Okay, similarly if you look at the other beam structures, second figure, this is fixed, 0 DKI, roller 1, this roller is also 1. Since it is a overhang portion, there is no support provided, so DKI in this case also it is 2, DKI equal to 2, and those two are theta B and theta C. If you look at the third beam figure, here also left support fixed, 0 DKI, middle support roller 1 DKI, and right support is a guided support 1 DKI, but roller support unknown is theta B and guided support unknown is delta C. So DKI for this beam is also 2, but those two are theta B and delta C. If spring support is provided, DKI equal to 2 for spring support, this vertical reaction shows that it is a simple support. It may be hinge, it may be roller, so unknown is only 1, and that is theta B. 0 at fixed support. This 2 DKI at spring support means theta C and delta C, that is vertical displacement or compression of spring. So DKI in this beam is equal to 3. 1 plus 2, 3. Theta B, theta C and delta C. And last beam structure, if you look at, it is a fixed beam with internal hinge. At internal hinge unknowns are 3. Vertical displacement, that is delta B, then rotation of the left part, that is theta B to A portion, and then one more theta, that is theta B to C portion. So 3 DKI for last beam. So like this you can calculate degree of kinematic indeterminacy for beam. Similarly you can add for frame also. Only there is one change. For roller support, unknown are 2 now because displacement is allowed. So for this first frame, fixed support 0 DKI. This fixed support is also 0 DKI. But now in case of frame, these joints are called as semi-rigid joints. The points where beam and columns are connected to each other. Okay. So at this joint there is one kinematic unknown present, and that is rotation always. The point where beam and columns are joined, connected to each other, at that point there is one kinematic unknown present, and that is rotation. So there is one unknown at point B and one unknown at point C, which is called as theta C and theta B. Okay. So DKI becomes 2. There is one more point in case of frame structures. You have to carefully see that whether frame is a sway frame or non-sway frame. If it is a sway frame, then horizontal displacement of the frame is possible. So that horizontal displacement is nothing but horizontal sway, delta. That also counted in the degree of kinematic indeterminacy. So for example, if you look at this frame of unequal height of column and unsymmetry in the moment of inertia, this is sway frame. So if sway frame means it can deflect like this, this frame will deflect like this. So this is called as horizontal displacement of point B or point C. So this delta will also come in picture. So finally, what is DKI of this frame? DKI equal to theta B, rotation at point B, then theta C, rotation at point C, and then delta, that is called as horizontal sway or horizontal displacement of the point B or C. So this is called as sway, lateral sway. So DKI of this frame is 3, theta B, theta C and delta. So please note, while calculating the degree of kinematic indeterminacy of frame, not only supports provided at the column bottom and beam position, you have to look at the joints where beam and columns are connected. Also you have to look carefully whether the frame is sway or non-sway. If it is a sway frame, delta will come in picture. So first frame DKI is 3. Now if you look at the second frame, fixed support at A, so 0 dki, roller support at C. Okay, so there are 2 dki, rotation and displacement, because of this roller support. Now this frame is a sway frame. Okay, it will move towards right, so that movement will be like this. Okay, so this point C will move horizontally if it is a sway frame, and that's why at roller support unknowns are 2. One is rotation, that is theta C, and one is delta, that is called as sway. So dki of this frame is 2, that is theta C and delta, or delta C you can write. Similarly, if you look at the third frame, fixed support at A 0 dki, fixed support at D 0 dki. At this point B there is rotation theta B, at point C there is a rotation theta C, and this is also sway frame. Because of this 50 kilonewton force, it will sway towards right. So there is third unknown, and that is called as delta. So dki of this frame is equal to 3, that is theta B, theta C and delta. Same is here in this frame, and if you look at now this frame, it is almost similar to this frame, but there is only one change. This roller support is replaced by hinge support. But because of this hinge support now, since horizontal displacement is not allowed in case of hinge support, this frame becomes non-sway frame. It will not sway. This frame will not sway. Therefore, there is no delta unknown. There is only rotations we have to check. Fixed support dki equal to 0. At this point B there is theta B, and at point C there is theta C. So dki of this frame is 2, that is theta B and theta C. There is no delta in this frame because it is non-sway frame. Only 2 unknowns. So like this you can find out dki of frame structures. Now in case of trusses, if you want to find out dki of truss is subjected to joint loads only. So in case of trusses, there is no bending occurs. Every point of the truss, every joint of the truss is subjected to 2 dki, 2 kinematic unknowns at each joint, and that is horizontal displacement or vertical displacement, delta H or delta V. There are 2 types of joint displacements are possible at any joint of the truss: horizontal displacement and vertical displacement. Okay, and depending on the supports, which displacement is allowed and which displacement is 0, that you have to count. So how to calculate degree of kinematic indeterminacy of the truss? It's very simple. dki equal to, first you have to count the joints where no support is provided. The joints where no support is provided. For example, 1, 2 and 3. Here no support is provided. So total kinematic unknowns at these 3 joints are 2 into 3. 3 means 3 joints, and this 2 means 2 unknowns at each joint: horizontal displacement and vertical displacement. So for these 3 joints, unknowns become 6. Now plus, you have to look at the joints where supports are provided. So this joint, there is a roller support provided. Roller support means horizontal displacement is allowed, but vertical displacement is not allowed. It means there is only one joint displacement is possible at A, and that is horizontal displacement. So roller support we have to add 1, that is horizontal displacement. Then if you look at the last joint, that is E, it is a hinge support. If it is hinge support, there is no horizontal displacement, there is no vertical displacement, so both the displacements are 0 here. So nothing is added to joint E. So total kinematic unknowns become 7. 2 into 3 6 plus 1 7. So in this truss there are 7 joint displacement or kinematic unknowns. Similarly, if you look at the cantilever truss which is shown here, now support is provided at A and E. Since it is a fixed support, there is no displacement at A and B. So remaining joints are B, D and C. Okay. So at B, D and C, the total at each joint there are 2 unknowns, horizontal displacement and vertical. So there are 3 joints. So for this truss, dki is very simple, that is 6. At each joint 2. Similarly here also, if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 into 2, this become 8, plus this is hinge support, no horizontal displacement, no vertical displacement, so 0. These two are roller support. Roller support means horizontal displacement is allowed, but there is no vertical displacement. So vertical displacements are 0. So this is 1 horizontal displacement and 1 horizontal displacement. It is 2. So dki of this truss is 10. 8 plus 2. Similarly here you can find out these 3 joints, roller support, horizontal displacement is allowed. Here also horizontal displacement is allowed. Here both the displacements are 0, no displacement allowed in case of hinge. So for these 2 joints it is 2, and for other joints you can find out the 2 joints, 2 degrees of freedom, 2 displacements, horizontal displacement, vertical displacement at every joint. So you can find out dki of this truss also. So like this you can find out degree of kinematic indeterminacy of the structures for truss also. So 3 examples we have discussed on kinematic indeterminacies: beam structures, frame structure and truss structures. I hope all of you have understand what is degree of static and kinematic indeterminacy. Okay, thank you very much.